Okay, we'll call regular council meeting for Tuesday, January 9th, 2024 to order. As we gather, we are reminded that the town of Bonnyville is situated on Treaty 6 land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and is the traditional homeland and home to First Nation and Métis people today. We respect the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nation, Métis, and all First People of Canada whose presence continues to enrich our community. All right, before us we have an agenda. Bill, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Nothing further from administration, Your Worship.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to accept the agenda? Councillor McAvoy?
I will move adoption of the agenda as presented.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Carried. Next, we have the council meeting minutes from December 12th, 2023. Were there any additions, deletions, changes to these minutes? Seeing none, we'll look for a motion to adopt, please. Councillor Blanchette?
I'll move adoption of the minutes as presented, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. All right, first up we have bylaw, amendment to our utility bylaw. Let's read that one out.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Attached is a copy of amending bylaw number 1560-24, a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1542-22, respecting water, sanitary, sewer, and storm systems. During the 2024 budget deliberations, administration suggested a change to the utility rates, and the 2024 interim budget included a 4% increase in utility fees. Utility rates would increase as follows. The service fee would go from $13.14 per month to $13.67 per month, and the consumption fee would go from $2.61 per cubic meter to $2.75 per cubic meter. Increasing the utility rates by 4% adds additional revenue of $115,596 to the 2024 operating budget. Administration is recommending that Council provide 3 readings to amending bylaw number 1560-24 with the amendment to Schedule B of bylaw number 1542-22 to reflect an increase of 4% in the utility service fee and the utility consumption usage fee.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for administration? Prior? No? Okay, we're looking for all 3 readings of this bylaw. If somebody can please provide me with first reading. Councillor Johnson?
I'll provide first reading of amending bylaw 1560-24.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. We now look for second reading. Councillor Sharoon?
Madam Mayor, I'll move on the second reading for bylaw 1560-24.
Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. And a motion to proceed to third reading, please. Councillor McAvoy?
I will give you the motion to proceed to third reading.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. And a motion for third and final reading, please. Councillor Blanchette?
I'll move third reading.
Thank you. Third and final reading. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next bylaw to amend our amendment to our garbage bylaw, sorry.
Thank you. Attached is amending bylaw number 1561-24, which is a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1543-23, which regulates the collection, removal, and disposal of garbage, refuse, and other waste. As with the utility rates, the 2024 proposed operating budget reflects a 4% increase to residential garbage rates. This would have the garbage fee go from $13.42 per month to $13.96 per month, and the extra cart fee at $9.67 per month to $10.06 per month. Increasing the garbage rate by 4% adds additional revenue of $14,048 to the operating budget. Our recommendation is that Council provide 3 readings to amending bylaw number 1561-24 with the amendment to Schedule B of bylaw number 1543-23 to reflect an increase of 4% to the residential garbage fee.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for administration? No? All right, we are looking for all three readings. Like, once again, looking for first reading, please. Motion for first reading. Councillor Kushner.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I would propose that we go with first reading for bylaw 1561-24.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. A motion for second reading, please. Counselor Langridge?
I will move second reading, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Motion for third reading, please, or to proceed to third reading, please. Counselor Johnson?
I'll make the motion to proceed to third reading.
All in favor? Carried. And a motion for third and final reading, please. Counselor Schrin?
I'll move the third reading for the bylaw 1561-24 to amend the garbage bylaw.
All right, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. All right, next, we have the operating financial report for November 2023.
Thank you. Attached are is the monthly report for the operating budget up to November 2023, and we ask that council accept this report for information.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions on the report? No? Looking for a motion to approve as presented, please. Councillor McAvoy?
I will move to accept the financial report, operating.
Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Next, we have the capital financial report for November 2023.
Thank you. As with operating, attached are the year-to-date financials up to November 2023 for the capital projects for each department, and we ask that council accept the November capital financial report as presented.
Thank you. Are there any questions for administration? No. Looking for a motion to accept, please, as presented. Councillor Blanchette?
I will move that we accept the November capital financial report as presented.
Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. And finally, we have the financials, the bank reconciliation for November 2023.
Thank you. At the end of November 2023, our ATB bank balance was $20,983,696.70. Included in that amount was the amount for the Frog Lake Tie and Design Grant, with a remaining balance of $30,925.81. And our ATB 90-day NDA account had a balance of $223,083.16. And we ask that council accept the November 2023 bank reconciliation report as presented.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Looking for a motion to approve them, please. Councillor Johnson?
I'll make the motion that we accept the November 2023 bank reconciliation report as presented.
Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. All right, next up, the 2023 utility write-offs.
Thank you. Attached is the write-off list for the 2023 utility accounts totaling $42.12. This account belongs to a customer who has passed away. The account is deemed uncollectible as the estate has been finalized and the property has been sold. Administration is recommending that council direct administration to write off $42.12 to bad debts as per the attached 2023 utility write-off listing.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on this write-off? No, Councillor Schroen?
Yes, kudos to administration for such an excellent job in handling the utilities and whatever's in arrear. I think this is the lowest number we've ever seen in our history here. So kudos to admin for that. And if nobody has any other comments, I will move that we accept the 2023 utility write-off as presented.
All right, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Okay, 2024-2027 Vision Action Plan.
Thank you. Council in October 2023 reviewed and discussed the priorities of the 2021 to 2031 strategic plan. To coincide with Council's strategic plan, the 2024 to 2027 Vision Action Plan has been developed as the tool to be utilized by administration to turn Council's priorities into actions and programs, including timelines and budgets. The Vision Action Plan is revisited and updated annually with administration and approved by Council. Administration is recommending that Council approve the attached 2024 to 2027 Vision Action Plan as presented.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for administration on the Vision Action Plan? Councillor Langridge?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And just a clarification through to administration, I believe we might be missing one step on the
tourism strategy scheduled for this year? I just wanted to clarify that it was still a planned go-ahead for the 2024 budget.
Yes, it is included in the 2024 budget.
Okay. Any other questions on the Vision Action Plan as it's presented? No, seeing none. What do you wish to do, council? We're looking for a motion to either, well, we've got a couple different options there. I don't want to direct you. Do you have another question, you? Okay. No, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just through to administration, if we go through the Vision Action Plan onto the recreation and wellness, we see a very large number under aquatics facility. Do we have any update on the status of grants or anything on that project thus far?
To date, no, we have not. We did email them, and right now they just have told us that they're reviewing all the applications, and we should know shortly.
All right, thank
I
you.
can add to that, Your Worship. So we don't know at this point exactly when we're going to find out the status on our federal GICB grant. And one of the things that's in the back of our minds is that if assuming we're approved, if the approval comes through later this year, it's going to also involve having a discussion with the grant awardees about probably extending the timeline for construction, since we probably would have less than a year and a half to get the thing done at that point. So we're patiently waiting for both the word, but also the chance to organize with the feds to see where they're going with the grant awarding and how that's going to affect our construction plans. So no further word on that other than we're in a holding pattern.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Thank you to administration for all the time and work that you've put into putting this Vision Action Plan. It's really well laid out, and I like how you continuously are updating it, and I think it keeps council in the loop on how it aligns closely with our strategic priorities. So we are looking for a motion. Somebody would be willing. Councillor McAvoy?
I will provide you the motion for, okay, let me find what it's supposed to say here.
Approve or develop an alternate vision action plan.
Yeah, just a motion to approve.
Just a motion to approve the attached 24 to 27 Vision Action Plan as presented.
Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Okay, next we have a letter of support, a request from the Bonnyville Chamber of Commerce for their grant proposal.
I can speak to that, Your Worship. This request was reviewed by the Governance and Priority Committee at your December 19th meeting, at which time you received a request from the Chamber of Commerce for support for the proposal they recently sent to the Minister of Municipal Affairs, which, if successful, would see the establishment of a grant aimed at providing financial assistance to rural Alberta businesses affected by rising crime rates. The committee has provided their recommendation to council, and that is that council issue a letter of support for the Bonnyville Chamber of Commerce emergency grant proposal as recommended by the Governance and Priorities Committee.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments? All right. What would you like to do, council? Councillor Johnson?
I'll make the recommendation of a letter of support for the Bonnyville and District Chamber of Commerce emergency grant proposal as recommended by the Governance and Priorities Committee.
Excellent. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next, council remuneration policy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At the December 19th Governance and Priorities meeting, draft policy number 23-FN-089, the council remuneration policy, was presented for comments and review. Recommendation from this meeting have been included in this draft of the policy presented tonight. Policy number 23-FN-089 provides clarification and detail with respect to council remuneration and sets guidelines for the compensation paid to elected officials through a combination of an honorarium and a per diem rate, reimbursement for legitimate expenses in relation to approved duties on behalf of the town, benefits provided to council members, and an allowance and/or use of communication devices to be used for council business. Policy number 02FN026 will be repealed with the approval of policy number 23FN089. Administration is recommending that council approve policy number 23FN089, the council remuneration policy, and repeal policy number 02FN026.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions or comments for administration? No? All right, we are looking for a motion or direction. Councillor Blanchette?
I'll move that council approve policy number 23-FN089, council remuneration policy, and repeal policy number 02FN-026.
All right, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Okay. Purchase of a second table for the Victor Ringette Sportsman Dinner.
I can speak to that as well, Your Worship. So the second annual Victor Ringette Sportsman Dinner is coming up February the 23rd. Last year we purchased one table of 8, but this year we have most of council and their spouses available to attend, and we would require more than one table of 8 to accommodate everyone. So because of time constraints, administration had previously consulted with council on this and went ahead and authorized the purchase of a second table. Our recommendation with the council ratify the purchase of the additional table at a cost of $800.
All right, thank you. Any questions or comments? All right, so we're just once again looking for a motion to ratify the purchase of the second table. Councillor McAvoy?
I will give you the motion to ratify the purchase of a second table at the Victor and Get Sportsman Dinner for $800.
Excellent, thank you. All in favor? Carried. Next, Utility Safety Partners, an advocacy letter of support request.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So attached is an email from Utility Safety Partners requesting a letter of support to be submitted to the MLA for improved provincial damage prevention legislation for underground utilities. The town of Bonnyville has been a registered member of Utility Safety Partners, formerly Alberta One Call, for well over a decade. This nonprofit group coordinates and streamlines all of the underground line location requests in town that Public Works responds to. Attached, we have an email request from Mike Sullivan, the president of Utility Safety Partners, and the proposed damage prevention legislation. The key issue is that Utility Safety Partners is advocating for all organizations that own or operate buried or above ground utility infrastructure to register in their system. This hasn't been a specific area of concern in Bonnyville since all local organizations are members. This service has been positive as it helps protect the town's infrastructure and facilitates safety in the field. Options. Council could accept the request from Utility Safety Partners as information or provide a letter of support as requested. The recommendation is that Council provide a letter of support to MLA Scott Sear for improved provincial damage prevention legislation for underground utilities as requested from Utility Safety Partners.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Brad. Any questions? No. Councillor Kushner?
I'll just bring it up through to administration. So there's no liability from our point of view on putting this letter together and putting it out there. It's just basically trying to get everybody in on 911 call before you dig type thing, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Because we're members, I don't think there would be any increased liability from this.
All right, go ahead.
Hearing that, I'd make the motion that we send a letter of support to Utility Safety Partners.
All right, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Okay, committee reports. We will start with Councillor Kushner, please.
Okay, thanks, Madam Mayor. December 13th, went to Coal Lake to the Commander's Christmas reception. It was very well attended. It was good to hear all the things that they're doing there on the base. at Four Wing. They're going ahead with some, well, it's close to like $1 billion for their new hangars for the F-35. So they're going to be busy in the next little while, and that'll spill over into our area as well. So that's good to hear. December 15th, I went to pack the cruisers at Sobeys. That was nice. It was well attended. They did a lot of good there. December 18th, we had the municipal Christmas dinner here in town with the MD of Bonnyville, City Coal Lake, and Glendon councils were all there. Good to hear what they're all doing and what we're doing as well, and hear the wins and the challenges that we all face. December 19th, we had our governance and priorities meeting. December 21st, our regularly scheduled BRFA meeting. And then yesterday, we had the community policing meeting here in Chambers. And that's all I have.
Okay, on the 18th of December, I attended the physician recruitment meeting. And one of the subjects of discussion was the upcoming visit of medical students and nursing students. Just a quick report on that is, as of today, there's 25 expressions of interest in, and it will be up to 30 medical students and third-year nursing students that will be visiting our community, and those interested in pursuing rural careers. On the 19th, the Governance and Priorities Committee. The 21st, I attended the Bonnyville Regional Fire Authority annual general meeting, followed by the board meeting. And as well, after that, I attended the Hive pipe ceremony, which was well done. And on the 2nd of January, I attended the library meeting.
December 12th, I went with fellow events committee members, and we went out as judges for the Light Up Bonnyville Christmas decorating contest. December 13th, the Wing Commander's Christmas reception at Four Wing. December 14th, I signed checks for Lakeland Lodge and Housing, followed by an FCSS board meeting that evening. December 18th, the annual Christmas gathering with our regional municipal partners. December 19th, the Governance and Priorities Committee meeting. December 20th, Lakeland Lodge and Housing Foundation board meeting. And then January 3rd, the Events Committee meeting. That's everything for me.
Okay, for myself, on December 13th, I took a phone call from, there's a consulting group that's doing some research for Portage College on, what services they're providing in municipalities, what could they do better. So I did a feedback interview with this consulting group on Portage College. December 13th, along with other counselors, also attended the Wing Commander dinner in Cold Lake. On December 16th, I delivered Christmas hampers with the Knights of Columbus. I think what's important to note here is that they delivered 300 hampers, and they actually had to turn people away, unfortunately. They still had people calling after the deadline, and they just could not meet the needs of everybody. But on the flip side, there was a lot of volunteers that came out, and it was done within an hour, so. December 18th, also attended the doctor recruitment and retention meeting. December 18th, the joint municipalities Christmas dinner, which is becoming an annual event. Look forward to the MD of Bonnyville hosting next year. And then on the 19th, we had our governance and priorities committee meeting, and then on the 21st, BRFA meeting.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On the 14th of December, I had a chamber meeting that just focused on the current budget and where we're going. On the 14th, that same evening, I also attended the Bonnyville Ag Society AGM and regular meeting, just to let everybody know that the board members stayed the same. There was the CPRA attendees voted the Bonnyville Rodeo grounds the most improved in the province. So that was kudos for the Ag Society. On the 15th, we had an Ag Society gathering. On the 18th, we had our municipalities get-together. On the 19th was our governance and priorities. And on the 20th was Lakeland Lodge and Housing Foundation. And yesterday, on the 8th, we had a regular Ag Society meeting. And just to be on the lookout, we went over all of our functions that are going to be taking place next year. And our sponsorship team is going to be out in the community within the next 2 weeks. So thank you to the community again for all your support, and we look forward to your support again this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll start December 18th. We had the Christmas dinner with the neighboring municipalities, with everyone else. The 19th, the Governance and Priorities Committee. Then into January, on the 2nd, a library board meeting. On the 3rd, an events committee meeting. And then yesterday, the 8th, we had a police committee meeting, and I jumped over to the regional sports and tourism, and should have some exciting announcements coming up soon on that, so.
All right, for me, December the 12th, I helped judge the Light Up Bonnyville contest, and thanks to everybody who participated. There were some incredible decorated houses out there. December 13th, I attended the Four Wing Commanders Christmas reception. December the 14th, FCSS Board and Staff Christmas dinner. December the 18th, I attended the municipality's Christmas dinner as well. December the 19th, we had the Governance and Priorities Committee meeting. January the 3rd, we had the Events Committee meeting, pardon me. And January 5th, we had an Ohana Center meeting, a quick one. And that's all for me.
All right, excellent. Busy, then slow, and now ramping back up for everybody. Excellent. Okay, on to correspondence. First up, we have a letter regarding the new local government fiscal framework program launch. Then we have a letter from the Minister of Environment and Protected Areas in regards to the drought conditions in Alberta with the warmer weather. And then a letter from Alberta Municipalities Affairs in regards to the oil and gas property tax incentives. And then we have included the letter we received from FCSS regarding the request for exploration of alternative spaces, or a space. And next we have a letter from the RCMP Commanding Officer Curtis Zablocki in regards to his retirement and his new position. I just want to stop there for a moment, and I'd like to ask council if it would be all right to reciprocate with a letter congratulating him on his retirement and moving on to his new post. Something official from our office. That'd be all right. Okay. All right. And then next we have a letter from from MLA Scott Sear to the Minister of Tourism Sports in regards to the Clayton Bellamy Foundation funding proposal. And then as always, we have Appendix A, our Council Receptions Public Relations up to January 4th. And that concludes. Are there any questions, Councillor Legridge?
Just a quick question, Madam Mayor, through to administration. On the letter from a Minister Schultz on the drought mitigation stuff, does that really affect us, seeing that we do not draw from a river, Bill, or?
Well, it's quite a question, Your Worship. The long and the short of it is, so we're in the North Saskatchewan region. We're not currently under a water shortage advisory by environment, but a lot of the provinces, the areas of the South Saskatchewan, Lethbridge, Old Man River areas, areas around Calgary serviced by the Bow River, a lot of them are in real severe drought situations. So if on the scale of 1 to 5, the drought scale goes 1, which is the least severe, to 5, which is the most severe, which could involve the declaration of emergency under the Water Act, which we've never done in Alberta, but conditions are the driest they've been in 100 years. So parts of the province are currently at level 4. What we've been led to expect from environment is they have stood up their drought management team, and they'll be working with the various regions throughout the province. But in the most direly hit areas, particularly those serviced by the South Saskatchewan, being at a level 4 already, probably what's going to happen is they're going to encourage all the water license holders agricultural, industrial, what have you, to work together to try to see that everyone gets at least some water this summer. And barring that, the last step for the most hard-hit areas is a declaration of emergency. So the letter from the minister basically makes us all aware of this and says, by the way, we're putting together our drought management team, and we're going to be working with all 200 different regions of the province with regards to water management plans this year. So it's forecasted to be a dry winter, so we'll be just waiting to see how this rolls out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Madam Mayor. On the same vein, I know that they've got certain points here that we should be doing. One of them is to begin to review our terms of municipalities' water license. Have we done that? I know we're not in a drought situation here, but it'd be nice to know about the water license and everything else, so through to administration.
So we currently receive, well, because we receive our water from Cold Lake, the intake in Cold Lake is, it's 100, I think it's over 30 meters below the surface. So there's not really anticipated to be any water production demands or issues from that. So we haven't, it's a relatively new agreement with the Cold Lake Regional Water Services Commission, so we haven't explored that agreement from front to back, but we don't anticipate there being an issue.
And just to add to what Brad is saying, Your Worship, so the Cold Lake water fluctuates typically every year by plus or minus 6 inches to 8 inches just from evaporation. We were told during the water line public consultations that the amount that the municipalities take and use is about 20 millimeters of that. So we don't really anticipate any problems with our water allocation, and quite often it took us a while to get to the point where we're actually meeting the minimum that we agreed to get each month from the Cold Lake Regional Services Commission. Are we still under that, Brad, or are we meeting it? At any rate, I don't think our water allocation is in any danger. And also in the event of emergencies, we also still have our Moose Lake water allocation, and we're going to do our best to hang on to that because there's other people that depend on that, like the golf course. So we're sort of got that one in our back pocket as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If there are no other questions, we have a few items in camera. I will look for a motion to move into camera, please. Councillor Kushner?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I'll make that motion that we go into camera.
Thank you. All in favor?